Well, this is one of the toughest things for us drivers, and you guys. I mean, you're living it as well. You're all sitting here. You planned on getting this race in and writing your stories and covering the event, and now when you put that off for another day for all of us, it's now who can really stay focused. And that's not just the drivers. That's the pit crews, the crew chiefs, everyone, the officials. But I think we'll be just fine. I guess someone told me this is the first time it's ever been postponed. But a couple years ago, I remember it was late or something. And they talked about that, but I think that's a pretty good record for NASCAR. They've been living right to have 53 of these and never have one of them postponed. That's pretty spectacular. So, we'll come race tomorrow. I think everyone is really excited about this race. All the drivers I've spoken with, the fans, this is going to be a very good Daytona 500, and I think NASCAR they're doing the right thing and not dragging this out. Everybody knows we'll be racing tomorrow during the day. It'll be a good event, and just hopefully that weather will hold off. We won't be in the same position again tomorrow.
Questions for Carl Edwards. I saw Mike Embry's hand first, Randy Kovitz, then Terry Blunt. Go ahead, Mike, to your left.
You need a ride?
Mike Embry, Speed.com. Carl, to your left.
Oh,
hello.
Thanks. I should have remembered. It's a little memory game here.
That's all right. Couple of things. Obviously a lot of moisture on the track today. Yeah. How might that impact things? And how does this really whack up your schedule for the week? Did you have stuff that you're going to have to reschedule?
No, I'm pretty open. I mean, I didn't have anything scheduled for tomorrow, so this is fine. It did break the awning on my motorhome. I left it out in the rain, and so it's already cost me a little bit. But we'll just hang out and what is the weather? What's it look like for tomorrow? Awesome. What are you guys gonna do? Eat? Sounds like I got to take Kovitz back to Kansas City now, so that'll be tough. I heard the jet dryers going out there. I mean, they're doing everything they can, and this is there's so many people out there. I've got a lot of friends out there that are. I mean, they were debating on whether to drive back to their hotels or not. So at least now everybody gets to go back, have a little fun tonight. I'm sure that there'll be a lot of people out running around in Daytona Beach waiting for this race to start tomorrow. But nothing big tomorrow for me. I hope it's a really big day, but I'd rather run the Daytona 5. Let me put it this way: if I did have any plans, I'd go ahead and put them on hold for the Daytona 500. I don't think the rain will make the track. The only thing is that the rain will make the track a little more abrasive, I think, to start. I think that NASCAR will have a competition caution. We'll get to look at the tires. Hopefully there won't be any trouble. We didn't see any trouble in the Gatorade race or the shootout. So that's something you always worry about these places because you're at such high speeds. If you've got the camber wrong, you can. We've had trouble before at these places. Just because if you got too much camber or something, it heats up that the outside edge of the tire sometimes, even on the straightaways. But I don't think anybody will have an issue.
Yeah, Carl. Randy Kovitz, Kansas City Star. A little off the wall. Maybe other people are going to be disappointed. Everybody we had in here this morning, the Thunderbirds, John Cena, all they could do is talk about you. Can you talk about your relationship with the Thunderbirds and with John?
Yeah, the Thunderbirds they're amazing. I don't know how many of you guys have taken rides with them, but you should definitely do that. Randy Fuller's ex-Air Force. He can get that hooked up, but it is amazing. They're spectacular. And I'm proud to say that I made it through my whole flight and didn't get sick, which I guess is a big deal. But that was really cool. I don't know about you guys, but it was neat to see them flying around. It was cool that they still did the flyover today. It looked like they were right in the bottom of the overcast. So that was good. And John Cena, what can I say? That's the biggest thing I'm worried about in Daytona is that guy's out running around now with nothing to do. He could tear this whole town down himself. So he's a really good guy, and hopefully he'll be able to stick around for the race tomorrow. I know that was a big deal for him to wave that flag. It's he's genuinely excited, so I think that's really neat.
Let's go over here to Terry Blunt and then back to Bob Pockris.
Terry Blunt, ESPN.com. Carl, talked to some crew chiefs. I mean, the really tough thing, especially with Phoenix being the next race,
Yeah.
is on your drivers and the crew and all that. I mean, this really puts them in a bind, right?
Yeah, and I just was looking at the schedule earlier today, and I don't think we're not on the track till
Friday.
is it midday Friday or
think
something? So, yeah, if we were to put this out until Tuesday, I think that would be real tough. But I'm sure it'll be fine. We've got guys that can do it, and I know our Phoenix stuff is ready to go, and I think that there might be an issue with some of the engines, especially with our FR9s. You have to ask Jack, but I know it was tough with Doug Yates and those guys to get the engines all ready, to get the quantity, the amount of engines that we had to have ready for these first few races. So I'm sure they'll be running engines back and forth and turning things over.
Let's go back in the back. Bob Pockris, go ahead.
Bob Parker, SceneDaily.com. Well, first off, what actually did you do throughout the delay? And if the weather is actually somewhat promising for tomorrow night, so if it's a night race, would that change any sort of the dynamics of it?
So I'm assuming they would go until 7 or 8 o'clock tomorrow night, and if this weather's out of here, then I guess we'll almost certainly get it in tomorrow. And if I don't know that it'll change much. It'll look neat. I mean, that would be pretty neat to run the Daytona 500 under the lights. I think the fans will enjoy it.